Deuce, loosely devil's favorite advocate here, and I eat puppies. No, I don't. I'm just being stupid. Um, we have to keep this thing under 10 or 15 minutes now because of a hater. We had a hater affect our YouTube privileges in FTW, so thanks for nothing. Anyway, it's probably a good thing anyway because I tend to ramble on too much, so I will try to keep this brief. I didn't have one singular topic this week, so I decided to take a bunch of little ones that kind of jumped out at me this week. And I will try to discuss the ones that haven't been overly discussed already this week. I'm going to start off with TNA's move to Destination America, and all of you people out there who were wondering, where is it? Why can't I find it? I don't even know if I have Destination America. Hey, Google is your friend. Hey, go to the Destination America website. They have one. Everyone does. There's no excuse for being lazy about your wrestling. Stop making excuses. Go to Destination America. Go to their channel finder. Put in your zip code, and they'll tell you who carries Destination America. So far, the most likely suspects have been AT&T, DirecTV, Dish Network, Cox, Verizon Fios. Some say Time Warner also does, and I've heard maybe Comcast does, but you just have to go to your local listings and look it up. Seriously, stop being lazy. One thing about John Cena that I think a lot of people haven't realized, maybe this is the main problem that they're having with John Cena, and they're not realizing it, but it just occurred to me earlier this week. John Cena looks like one of the 12-year-olds he's pandering to. He looks like a 12-year-old kid. He dresses like it, he acts like it, he behaves like it, and I think this is the core of the problem that people are increasingly having with John Cena. They just haven't been able to put it in terms. They need to grow his image up. They need to mature Cena's image. They need to mature his persona if they want him to get over with fans again. Because right now, people are just looking at this and they're like, there's a little kid in the ring. He's wearing jorts and sneakers and he's got a baseball hat on and he's wearing a t-shirt, and armbands and whatnot. Looks like a kid, He does. Seriously. He looks like one of the 12-year-olds that are the majority of his fan base. So, the one thing they need to do with this guy, if they want him to not keep accumulating haters, is mature him, grow him up. It's needed. Something else that needs to grow up, mature, or even, change is New Day. They need to change their attitude. This happy-go-lucky, bright, sunshiny, rainbow positivity attitude that they have right now, it's not going to fly. It is not getting over. Fans don't like it. Fans don't care. These guys are just another chant prompt. And let's face it, the fans in the audience are bored enough that they'll go along with anything. It's like you tell them to shout out, "We love waffles," they'll do it. You tell them to clap 3 times for no reason, they'll do it. Just because they're bored enough. And Booker T said it best. They need to change their attitude. New Day needs a new attitude. They're going to get eaten alive in pro wrestling if they don't. If they don't rough themselves up, if they don't adopt some kind of serious attitude, because really, when was the last time you saw a group come in all happy, bright, and sunshiny, smiley all the time and succeed? As far as changing The Ascension needs it badly, and they need it now because they're drawing nothing but hate from fans. They are drawing nothing but hostility towards former wrestlers, especially the ones that they've insulted over the past couple of weeks. It doesn't matter if Vince fed them the script, if Vince told them, this is how I want you to go out. It doesn't matter who did it. They're looking at WWE as being disrespectful to the legends, to their history. One of the surviving original Road Warrior, he took to social media and he voiced his displeasure with this angle that's going on right now. They need to change the Ascension's look. They need to change their angle. They are going down in flames in a big hurry, and this needs to, something needs to change to stop that downward momentum. Let's see. What's next for Bray Wyatt? Who knows? I'm looking at Bray Wyatt right now, and he's focusing on Royal Rumble, which means I guess this deal-y thing with Ambrose is over. So, what's going to be the next pointless, aimless, feud or rivalry for Bray Wyatt that comes to no meaningful end? Who knows? But something significant needs to be done with him. He needs to either be given someone else to have as a follower, or he needs to be given an agenda of some kind. He needs to be given a mission. He needs to be given some kind of manifesto, or be told to make up a manifesto, because let's face it, Bray Wyatt can make up something off the top of his head better than any WWE scriptwriter could. But he needs to be given something. Something needs to be done with Bray Wyatt so he's not sent on another aimless feud or some meaningless rivalry that's going to end up, with him having nothing to show for it. Wyatt needs to mean something. Make him mean something. Give him something to work with. Let's see. The Miz Sandow split is going to happen. It's been hinted at already. You see the ground shaking there. You see the foundation starting to crumble, and it's quite likely that something's going to happen. Miz is going to be embarrassed, as he always is, and he's going to be outshined by whoever he's with, and they're going to give Sandow his name and his identity back. Please, they need to do this. Fans have been begging for it. And, the guy has talent. He has talent that's more worthy than Miz, Miz always needs somebody to ride the coattails of. And let's face it, he's never been able to get over on his own. Maybe once, but that was it. It didn't happen for long, and people just don't care about Miz by himself. So they're going to put him in a rivalry with Sandow once this team splits, and they're going to milk that for what it's worth and give Miz something meaningful to do for as long as they possibly can. And so there's that. That split's going to happen, so look forward to it. We've all been looking forward to it. Let's see, what else did I have here? Let's see, where will WWE's Next Top Guy come from? Who knows? They don't really have one right now. They need one. Whereas before, in an earlier era, they had The Rock, they had Austin, they had Shawn Michaels, they even had Hulk Hogan at one point, they had Chris Jericho. They had several guys that they could call on to be the top guy, to be the face guy, be the guy on the pay-per-view poster or on the cover of the programs and whatnot to sell their merchandise. Right now, all they have is Cena, and to a lesser extent, they have Reigns and Ambrose. They certainly can't count on Rollins because too many people are not looking at him as the next top main event guy. He's talented and all that, but he's still excruciating on the mic. He's okay, He's just okay. He's still got a long way to go before he can be considered a top guy, a main event guy, a standalone top guy. He's not a Cena. Nobody is a Cena right now. No one can match his status right now. So that needs to be found. They need to find their next top guy to carry them into the future. Right now, they really don't have one. And this is going to be a big problem if they don't fix it. Let's see. Finally, I want to call attention to this thing called Raw Alternative. The Raw Alternative. This is that thing on Facebook that is going to be a big old event that's going to stream online. It's a bunch of noteworthy matches from a bunch of independent circuits around the world. There's a lot of good matches coming up. A lot of good matches have been put together. Let me run down. Actually, let me go ahead and pull this up on my screen here so I can tell you what matches that they are going to show so far. And it's going to be far superior to anything you're going to see on Raw this week. Right now, they have the Young Bucks versus Super Smash Brothers from Smash Wrestling. Ricochet versus Josh Alexander from Alpha One. Chris Hero versus Colin Delaney, courtesy of Squared Circle Wrestling. Johnny Gargano versus Ethan Page from Absolute Intense Wrestling. Takashi Watanabe versus Andy Dalton from Inspire Pro. Ninjas with Attitude versus Food Fighters, and that sounds like fun, actually, from Interspecies Wrestling. Eddie Kingston versus Keith Walker from AAW Pro. Kevin Steen versus Mike Bailey from C4. Brian Kendrick versus Dark Sheik from Hood Slam. Rich Swann and A.R. Fox versus Christian Rose and Matt Cage from Dreamwave Wrestling. And right now, I know they're looking for a women's wrestling match because everyone wanted one. So that's the card so far. They're not done adding matches yet. So Monday night, it's called Raw Alternative. That's RAWLTERNATIVE. Look it up on Facebook. Join it. Go to it. View it. Watch it. It's going to be streaming live, and they're going to be showing all these matches in a big long string. And it's going to be nothing but wrestling, because that's what wrestling fans want, right? Not the crap that Raw has been dealing out. They want wrestling. You want wrestling. So tune in. Be there. Spread the word. There's a lot of people already going. So anyway, I'm going to cut this off now because, like I said, I have to keep it under a certain time. So thank you for tuning in once again. This has been Deuce Loosely, the devil's favorite advocate, saying sayonara.